Hello and welcome to Clever Witty Gaming. Today we're playing Star Wars Battlefront 2, and the idea of this video is to give you an overview for, and at the end of the video I'm going to pretty much say whether it's worth picking up or not, you know, if you should pick up either on sale or even if you should completely avoid the game, which a lot of people are sort of going to at the moment, but I think really it depends on the type of person you are and the type of gameplay you like. Now, I do apologise for the quality of this video. The only way I can record on Xbox, which is where I have my copy of Star Wars Battlefront 2, is through a stupid streaming system that I have to use on the PC because Microsoft won't implement a YouTube streaming system, and it really sucks. But I'm looking into other ways of being able to stream for the Xbox One. So with that said, let's get into the video and talk about Star Wars Battlefront 2. So the main gripes, what is really the one thing that pisses me off with Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, I think the biggest thing is obviously that the loot box sort of star card system. It absolutely sucks. If you do not like loot boxes taking over your games, then you won't like Star Wars Battlefront 2 because it's pretty much the whole progression is tied to loot boxes. Even though now you can own guns without the loot boxes, it is like some progression is with loot boxes, some is without. It still kind of sucks because a lot of it is still mainly focused on loot boxes, and now they have disabled the ability to buy the loot boxes at the moment with the fact that they are going to actually reinstate them later on. Now a lot of people like me were hoping that they were actually going to pull them out permanently and then do an update to the game and make it so the game actually does not rely on the loot box system for any form of progression, and I don't mind if it's cosmetic only, considering that, I know it's going to piss a lot of people off, considering that we're getting all DLC free, including single player DLC, which we're going to get into single player in a few moments as well. But considering that it's all free, maps, characters, guns, you name it, it's all going to be free. I'm quite happy with them to do cosmetic microtransactions, because if they're doing single player content and maps and vehicles and weapons and everything like that, and it's not locked behind loot boxes, then they can do cosmetic loot boxes. I actually will allow them to actually have that system in place as long as the loot boxes are cosmetic only. Now, the problems I have with this game obviously extend beyond the loot box system. A lot of it is bugs as well. This game is absolutely riddled full of bugs. I've had problems where I have clipped through maps. My friend got stuck on top of a map and was basically a god and kept shooting everything and tried to get someone to kill him. Eventually someone had to run him over with a starfighter on Naboo for him to be killed. We've had problems where if we join a match, it kicks one of us out immediately. Says that they're already in the game and have to reset their Star Wars Battlefront for them to actually start playing the game. I've had problems where I've joined a match and it constantly says defeated all the time. Basically, the list is endless, the amount of bugs that we keep running into in this game. I think for a launch, it's pretty much unacceptable for the state of the game that it's in. For EA, the big company they are, it's unacceptable. Which I think also the launch is behind a pressured launch, because obviously you got Star Wars The Last Jedi coming out in cinemas in the next few weeks, and you know, they guaranteed that they had to have had this game before The Last Jedi, considering that the DLC is based around The Last Jedi, well, the first DLC is anyway. I'd much rather them just withheld for the game and added all the planned DLC content as basic content in about a year, and made it so that any content that we get from them will be extra. So basically we get a lot more content. That didn't kind of make sense, but basically I want them to withhold the game just for a little while longer, so we actually get some, you know, a decent amount of content on launch. I mean, we got a fair amount this time compared to Star Wars Battlefront 1. Well, we got tons compared to Star Wars Battlefront 1, but still I would like to see more on a very heavily multiplayer focused video game. Now, the map rotation, if you are one of these people who absolutely loves a good map rotation in a video game where you get to play all the maps basically evenly, you're not going to be looking at this game. It's got a problem with the map rotation. Basically, you end up playing Yavin 4, you end up playing Naboo, Feed, Kashyyyk, and Mos Eisley. You end up playing them maps quite a lot, and the other maps, it kind of like Camino, and Kashyyyk. They tend to pop up every so often, but Jakku, Hoth, and Death Star 2, which you're seeing in the video, basically very, very rarely pop up. And this is the video that you're watching now. It's my first time playing this map, so the fact that I got lost just a few seconds ago, and I'm doing terrible because I don't know the map layout, or I don't know what I'm supposed to be sort of doing, because I have to read these tiny little white letters in a white background, or greyish white background. You know, it'd be nice if like it was a bit more, you know, standing out, but that's just me being blind. I have terrible eyesight. That's my problem. That probably doesn't affect a lot of people. But my gripes with this, as well as I said, is once again matchmaking is terrible. Even sometimes if you do get into a good map that you want to play, half the time it's going to be an empty map, or an empty match, sorry. So you're going to have to end up quitting because nobody ends up joining the match, or you're going to have to sit there and wait there for a good half hour to get a full match going. So that, yeah, on that sort of aspect, it kind of sucks. The variety of planets you play on these maps are quite good. So obviously you got your desert map, which is Jakku. You got Mos Eisley, which is like a sort of like a sandhawk. Well, if you know what Star Wars is, you know what fucking Mos Eisley is. There's no point in me really explaining that. You got Kamino, you've got Naboo, you've got the Death Star, obviously, which you can see here. I don't think you can go on Bespin on foot. You obviously got your sort of like your forest planets, which is Endor. Kashyyyk is one of my favourite ones, which is like a lovely sort of paradise. Well, I would say paradise, but when you're playing, it's more like a war-torn paradise. Definitely war-torn. It's absolutely wrecked due to obviously the battles happening between the Separatists forces and the Rebel. Well, not Rebel, sorry, Republic. So I'm trying to focus on the game and talk about the game at the same time, because this is not a pre-record. I'm actually playing it live as I'm playing it because, well, let's just say yeah, the recording system, as I said, sucks. So we'll leave it at that. Now the single player is, I want to say good, but then I also want to say disappointing and lazy. I want to say all those at the same time. Disappointing as in we don't get a fucking ending, really. It's going to be continued in DLC. Lazy as in they reused multiplayer maps on some of the missions, and it just didn't feel very creative. And disappointing, lazy, and I can't remember the other one I said. But basically, I said good. Okay, yeah. Good is the cutscenes and some of the unique planets you get to visit. Because as well as it being lazy, there's some really good planets you get to visit, like Iden Varsus's home planet. It's absolutely amazing mission. The scenery is beautiful. I enjoyed the campaign, well, most of it, apart from the mission where you play as Luke Skywalker. That mission can go to hell. It fucking sucks. You just run around defending Del, who is one of the Inferno squad, because you end up being, sort of collecting together. So I'm going to put a spoiler alert on the fucking video. So you end up meeting up with Del, which is one of the Inferno squad. So he's an enemy. Well, he's one of the main guys in the game, and Luke is obviously from the Force user from the good side. So their worlds are kind of clashing, and they end up being on sort of the same team, helping each other out to get off this planet and seeing what the Emperor's secrets are, really. But it ends up with you just defending him constantly against a wave of bugs for about 8 minutes. It absolutely sucks. I hated the mission. If you get to that mission, you're going to be disappointed. But apart from as I said, a few multiplayer maps which are reused, a lot of unique maps are quite fun, especially the Jakku mission. I loved that. I'm not sure if, as I said, I haven't played the multiplayer map Jakku, so I couldn't tell you if that's a reused asset or not. But from what I played of it, it's quite fun because you end up in space in it, or not space. You end up in a nice sort of like in atmosphere space battle sort of thing. That was really fun. Obviously, there was a lot of going on in the sky. The cutscenes are quite good. The sort of the story behind it it's okay, but without having an ending and having to wait till December the 13th to carry on with the story, that kind of sucks for people who like to do a campaign and get the full story. Yeah, that absolutely sucks. Arcade mode. Now, this is one of the things that sucks the most. The fact that we've actually got bot matches in the game, but it's sort of not bot matches you'd think. It's just the smaller maps with TDM, which is Team Deathmatch, and Onslaught, which is sort of like a solo survival mode, and if you die, you just respawn, but you're on a timer sort of thing. You take out so many enemies within a time limit. You know, that's okay, but I kind of want to have the skirmish mode that Star Wars Battlefront 1 had. And I was hoping for more of that sort of system. Also, the fact that the arcade mode, if you do about 4 missions, after that you get locked out of earning any credits for 18 hours. Because they're afraid that people are going to abuse it. 18 hours is a bit of a strong lock-off. I mean, half hour to an hour is sort of fine, but you know, I wouldn't have really moaned too much. But I still don't like the lock-off point. The fact they can lock it off. Why don't they just reduce the amount of credits and make it unlimited amount of play? And when I say reduce it, just half the amount of credits and allow people to play as much arcade mode as they want. That would be I'd rather them do that than constantly have the fact that you can't play for 18 hours if you want to earn anything. Well, if you're me, you're not really bothered by the credit system. It's not too bad. Because I've got 50,000 credits I have not spent on here because I don't want to play into the star card system. I'm actually playing Jakku. Yeah, we're playing Jakku, so this is my first time playing Jakku as well. So I don't know if I got lucky when I joined this server, because this is the first time I've played for a full rotation of all the map on a server, and it skips these maps. So I'm quite happy that I'm getting to play this map for the first time, and it is nothing like the campaign. So this is good. This is not a reused asset in the campaign. I'm happy with this. Very, very happy. Yeah. You know, the multiplayer maps are really good. Look-wise, as I said, layout-wise, some of them could use a little work because they can be a little bit unbalanced. The graphics are absolutely stunning. We've had a few texture pops here and there. It gets a little bit annoying, especially when you're on the forest maps. Everything else is very high detailed and you get a texture pop on the floor. I'm not sure if it's the same on Xbox One X or PlayStation, but on the Xbox One original, it sucks. When you get texture pop, and it really pulls you out of the experience and the immersion of this sort of Star Wars feeling. Now, there's a few gripes as well I've still got with the sort of overall design, which is we've got heroes and villains from different eras in the same sort of like you'll have Darth Maul in sort of the Galactic Civil War era, which people can say, yeah, he technically was there in the Clone Wars if you watch the cartoon TV series or Rebels. But what I'm on about is like Darth Maul with his legs and his dual lightsaber lightsaber bar, and you got Kylo Ren, who wasn't even born, fighting in the Clone Wars. Yeah, that kind of irritates me. I think if they add a few more heroes in, they should definitely split them up and have era-specific heroes. One of the main gripes is, where the fuck is Obi-Wan Kenobi? He is one of my favourite characters. How can you skip out on Obi-Wan Kenobi? Even old Ben, who was one of the main heroes of Star Wars Episode 4 and, well, Ghosts in Episode 2 and, 5 and 6. I still say 1, 2 and 3 for the originals because, well, that's the order I watched them in. So, yeah, it pisses me off that there's a lot of major heroes and villains that aren't included. They really should have stuck them in. Earning battle points, I haven't really got a gripe with that. Sometimes you can earn quite a lot of points and never get the chance to use your heroes. I think they need to rework allowing probably more heroes to appear on the map, because even if one side's got loads of heroes at one point, they're all going to eventually sort of the other team's eventually going to save enough points to have enough heroes as well. So, you know, even if they allow everyone to be a hero at the same time, I wouldn't really care too much, because then that way, you know, the battles will just sort of even out anyway, because, you know, people, they're going to end up getting killed. Let's be honest. You know, that's the way multiplayer games work. Yeah, I mean, some people might disagree with that. I just don't want to have multiple era like characters from different eras. Yeah, I can't really explain it, but yeah, Star Wars Battlefront 2. Yeah, it's, as I said, a tricky one. Now we're waiting for DLC. I think really the DLC in December, it includes Captain Phasma and Finn. I'm not sure if it kind of ruins The Last Jedi. Because it seems like you learn, this is spoiler alert, it seems like you learn Rey's parentage, sort of, although, see, the thing I thought was immediately, don't watch anymore if you don't want, well, skip this part, well, you know, sort of kind of like skip through if you don't want to hear this part. I'm going to talk about this for the next 2 minutes, so if you skip by 2 minutes if you don't want to hear anymore. So basically, you find out that Del in the end, and this is also going to ruin the campaign. So yeah, once again, skip for 2 minutes. The Del and Iden Vardas end up being together and have a child together, and it's you know, it turns out that Kylo Ren is chasing after this girl, and yeah, it seems like it's Rey. It's just a lot of things to point out, saying, you know, to say that it's Rey. Hopefully it won't be, because then I won't be kind of, I mean, it'd be cool to have a video game movie tie-in, but yeah, you know, I'm not sure if that's going to be things. It's more of a theory, it's not really a spoiler, but it's sort of like a spoiler theory sort of thing. Now, the star card system doesn't actually, I don't really think it really affects the gameplay too much, but one of the things that annoys me the most is the fact that people who pre-ordered the game or bought special editions got instant access to epic star cards. And a lot of the people who kill me all the time tend to be the people with epic star cards in most matches. Now, this match, as I said, I might suck because this is my first time playing the map. I don't know where to go or what we have to do. I have to keep reading these tiny little white signs. My eyesight is shit. That's my fault. As I said, that might not be anyone else's problems, but I've got crap eyesight. Yeah, so it's sort of come to that point now where I have to decide whether it's worth picking up or not, so you guys kind of know if it's worth doing. I would say pick it up on sale at sort of half the price it is at retail. I mean, I got the game for free, so I'm quite lucky. But if you're actually gonna have to purchase it, I don't know if I could justify, because of the way that EA have behaved. Now, there's a lot of backlash, obviously, what's been happening with Star Wars Battlefront 2. We'll get into that in a few minutes as well. So this is going to be quite a long video. I probably should have warned you guys at the beginning. But you can see the timer anyway, so you know it's going to be a long video. So EA obviously got a lot of backlash over the loot box system and the pay-to-win sort of system that it's on. And obviously they've rolled back the ability to have epic star cards straight from loot boxes, even though if you fucking pre-order the game, it gives you an epic star card straight at the beginning. That is bullshit. Seriously, fuck EA for sticking that in. They need to downgrade that epic one to like a common one or a green one. I don't mind that, or even a blue one. Just not the epic one. The epic one should always be earned, no matter how much money you fucking spent or pre-ordered. You know, it should be earned, the epic ones. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I really don't. If you disagree with me, I don't care. This is my personal opinion. You shouldn't fucking have epic star cards straight off the bat. I mean, really, that kind of like spoils the sort of thing of where you know, are feeling rewarded for earning something. You know, you just skipped a load of it by pre-ordering a certain edition. You know, for me, I like earning my stuff and going through sort of the feeling of earning it. Now, as I said, I got 15,000 credits on here. I haven't felt the need to spend them yet. One of the things that sucks about this game is obviously having to unlock characters. I think really all heroes should be unlocked straight away. Why are heroes locked behind a fucking credit wall, or should I say pay wall? Because you can get credits from the boxes, and you can buy boxes with real money. So technically, you could say it's a pay wall. So yeah, I really wish that they would refund the people's credits who've spent money on unlocking either Darth Vader or any other characters, and let them just have them credits back and use them again to buy more loot boxes, sort of things, or just something that figure out a different system, but stop locking heroes behind a sort of credit system. It's a stupid idea. Please, EA, stop doing it. it just ruins the experience. And you know, just it's Darth Vader. Why the fuck would you lock one of the most biggest villains and Luke Skywalker as well? Why would you lock them behind a fucking unlock sort of thing? Even though they're the biggest heroes and villains of the Galactic Civil War area. You know, I don't mind side characters like Lord Sidious. Lord Sidious is a side character. I don't care who's the major one. For me, he's a side character. Darth Vader is the main villain for me in in the Galactic Civil War area. And you locked in behind some sort of fucking unlock wall. Like, as you can see just here. Like, you got fucking Leia, Luke, Chewbacca all locked. You have to go and buy them with either 5,000, 10,000, or 15,000. I think he's 15,000 credits, and I'm not gonna spend any on heroes at the moment. At the end of the day, if you get a chance to use a hero, you're kind of lucky. At least Darth Maul wasn't locked behind anything, and Kylo Ren. I know a lot of people don't really like Kylo Ren, but he's kind of grown on me. Now, as I said, let's get back to what we were talking about with EA and the backlash. Now, at the moment, we've kind of won the war. They've disabled the ability to purchase crystals, which you actually can earn in-game. Now, they disabled the ability to buy crystals with real money to get loot boxes. And they're reworking the loot box systems, and they'll reinstate it at a later date. You know, I'd rather said than just pull it out altogether. And, you know, I don't know if this was a backlash from the fans that caused them to do it, or if it's, you know, someone like Disney saying, look, we don't want bad press coming to our brand of Star Wars. We've got a movie coming out, and you've kind of, you know, it might put people off watching the movie. I don't know really what goes behind the you know, the backworks of anything to do with EA or Disney or Star Wars. But, yeah, there definitely needs to be changes. I've really got to say, EA, you have taken the piss with this game. You know, this is a beloved fan series, okay? People who play Star Wars games, I guarantee most people who played all the Star Wars games played the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 2005 game, because it was one of my funnest games. I still play it to this day. I still play it today. I've got it on Steam. I've heavily modified it, and I've still got my original PlayStation 2 copy. Because I'm not going to get rid of that. That's a classic for me. And, well, EA, what are you going to do? I mean, you need to definitely fix... one thing you need to get out soon is give us a decent ending to the campaign soon. So, I know it's a few weeks away, but people who want to play the campaign do not like being held sort of to ransom at a fucking wait date to continue the story. People who like a story like to watch it. People like me who like to binge through a whole series on Netflix in one day. You know, we want to have our story fulfilled. Okay, we don't want to sit there waiting around for anything to, you know, to have to wait around to see what happens. We want more, you know, of your story. We want to have it immediately at our hands, not having to wait for a story to be DLC'd in. I'd rather you actually do a story DLC instead of carrying on the story with what you've got there. I'd rather you include a fucking Clone Wars story. Hey, what about you skipped over Clone Wars? Okay, and no matter how people say the Clone Wars prequel eras suck in movies, the actual battles didn't. And I'm sorry if you disagree, but I love the battles in the Clone Wars, and I really wish they would implement some of those battles in single player, because I think they would work really well in Star Wars Battlefront. I would have loved to see sort of like, I don't know, maybe a Battle of Naboo, like the Naboo plains with Gungans and shit. That would have been fun as hell. There's been a lot of talk now. This is one thing I'm hoping, because there's been a lot of backlash obviously with Star Wars Battlefront, and what I'm hoping, because obviously they're going to earn over their fans' favour again, put Galactic Conquest in the game. One of the biggest things that we want back as fans in this game is Galactic Conquest. One of my favourite game modes, and it's still not in the game. It should have been at launch, and I think we might have actually won them over. They might have to be, you know, felt forced to actually stick that into the game. Because I don't know, because every time when you watch the interview, if you watched Angry Joe's interview with the multiplayer director, he talks about saying, yeah, something we consider at a later date. Dude, stop denying the question. Are you going to stick it in? Yes or no? People are going to take that the wrong way. Are you sticking that feature in the game? Don't keep fucking fobbing us off or avoiding sort of the question with other questions or with other answers to different questions. We want a direct answer to the question: are you sticking in Galactic Conquest? Do you have plans to do it either the next game? Just be honest with us. If you say, "Oh, I don't think we'll be able to do it this game," then just say that. As long as you promise us you're sticking it in Star Wars Battlefront 3, because yeah, I do want another Star Wars Battlefront. I definitely think there should be another Star Wars Battlefront, because the games, as I said, are one of my favourite series. There definitely needs to be more of these. They are fun as hell. If you're a Star Wars fan, you want to feel immersion of Star Wars, then this is something. Obviously, you know, it's going to be you're going to feel passionate about this. You're going to get your teeth into this as soon as you can. Now, we'll have to see what happens with the DLC, with the Last Jedi DLC. I'm quite excited to watch the film. I really cannot wait. I'm a massive Star Wars nerd. For those who didn't know, the guys who watch me on YouTube, as much as I love doing my No Man's Sky videos, I love Star Wars. It's my passion behind sci-fi. Has always been Star Wars. One of the first of the films that I really got into was Star Wars as a kid. And I'll always, no matter even the terrible ones, I'll always love Star Wars, because it's just something that is a passion for me. Is the games of Star Wars, the movies of Star Wars, all of that I love, because yeah, it's just the sort of thing I like. Now, let's continue about the EA sort of thing, the situation, and what we can expect. Now, there's been some people have been data mining on this game. Okay. There's been a lot of data mining in the game, and some people have found files for General Grievous. Not the first villain I wanted from the Clone Wars. I was thinking more of sort of Count. I mean, Grievous is cool, but you know, Count Dooku would be cool as well, because he's, you know, maybe, I don't know whether it's an issue, the fact that I might have to find someone to do the voice for Christopher Lee, because he's now obviously sadly passed away. Well, not just now, quite a while ago now. Same as the voice actor. The voice actor for Leia needs work in this. Vader as well a little bit. Better than Star Wars Battlefront 1, but still the voice actors need to do a better job. Han Solo's brilliant in this. He's lost a bit of his sort of like his charm sort of thing he had in the movies. But what we're gonna expect, I mean, I want more Clone Wars. I want more Clone Wars maps. I think they're going to have to cave in and give fans more Clone Wars maps. I think they're going to be more reluctant to do it at first, because they want to focus obviously on the new movies and the movie after that. And obviously, I think we're going to see, obviously, I'm not sure what the next sort of spin-off Star Wars film is for next year. I think it might be the Han Solo movie, so I think we'll see a DLC for that, if it's that. So that will be the last DLC, if I had to guess. It would be that. And obviously they've already said what's in the first pack: 2 characters, 1 big map, one space battle map. There needs to be more. I know it's, your first DLC is, you know, it's only been launched a couple of weeks, but if, you know, that's season 1. There definitely needs to be more within season 1. I want to see considering the amount of money you're making, you're gonna make from loot boxes, when you get the system back online, and the amount of money you make off the Star Wars brand and everything, or in fact the amount of money you rip us off from the other games from EA, you need to put more into the map packs. I want to see 4 maps. The genuine Battlefield standard is 4 maps. And I want to see that implemented to Battlefront. Now I know people just me had, oh, this is Battlefront, not Battlefield. I know I said Battlefield on purpose, because that's the standard. That's what I expect from EA, from their Battlefield series. And I can say, you got our standard. This is Battlefront. I know, like, we'll talk about that argument in a minute. But yeah, I expect the same sort of thing you get from Battlefield. I want 4 maps with new vehicles, new characters. I want fucking new weapons. You know, there's obviously, you can put a massive list of what you want, but let's be honest, they've got enough money. A lot of the money goes to the shareholders. They need to stop being so fucking greedy and start putting more of the money back into the game to get more sort of assets and maps and enjoyment to the game. Because I tell you what, if they actually did that, do you know, I think they'd make even more money if they put more content. If they make it worthwhile, look at the devs at CD Projekt Red. They pretty much they made The Witcher 3, and that gave them their shares went up 1,000%. Okay, 1,000% when they obviously released The Witcher 3, and that pretty much shot them up into developer stardom. And I'm going to use a different class here for once, actually. And basically, you know, they just need to be loyal to the fans. Be sort of grateful that a lot of people buy a lot of their games, because I think they're treading on thin ice here. Very, very thin ice. I don't think the fans are going to put up with much more of EA's sort of bullshittery that they do, because I'm not going to put up with it. It's kind of sucks. Simple as that. So that's all I've really got for you guys here. And yeah, thank you for watching. Obviously subscribe if you like more videos like this to Clever Witty Gaming. And I'll see you guys on the next video. And hopefully, next time I make a video containing DLC or talking about EA, that they've improved Star Wars, and they fixed one of the fans' beloved series, and not covered it in the shit that they seem to keep pushing everywhere. Let's see where I am on the scoreboard. Not anywhere good. Yeah. So yeah, I've given you guys a 31-minute video, and I just want to thank everyone for watching this video if you have, and to remember to join me for the stream tomorrow. I want to do one on Twitch, and I want to do one on YouTube as well. Let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, if I end up doing one on both, then I'll do one on both. But I mean, the reason I want to do one on Twitch is so I can capture some decent gameplay for Star Wars Battlefront 2. That'll be quite good. And obviously YouTube, this is where most of my fans are. Yeah, that's it really, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. And I hope you found this sort of informative, whether it's helps you with your decision to get the game or not. If you really want a review for it, I'm more than willing to actually do a review on this game, because I've got enough hours and a lot of information on this game. I think I'm pretty much ready to do a review on this game. So if you want a review, then I'll do a real long in-depth review if you guys really want. There we are. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.